lucky to be able to give them homes. And I am grateful we live in a country where that happens, and I hope it continues to happen, because God knows we didn't do it in the past when we should have. That's about it for me. I would like to say that PEN Canada was deeply involved in this. I think Grace will speak to that. And Keith Leckie as well was deeply involved. And he will be up here in a moment too. But now, over to Grace Westcott.
Thanks very much, Mark. It's really a pleasure to be here. It really is a pleasure to have an opportunity to say a few words. Heck, to heap praise on all those who worked to make this book an actuality. I'm standing here as president of PEN, basking in the reflected glory of the achievements of the writers in the Exile community putting this together. There's all 15 of the writers who shared their gut-wrenching stories, personal stories, going into exile after repression, and having to build lives anew in Canada. They're moving stories, and in some cases, horrifying stories. But they're important stories to share, and I thank you for that. And for all those who assisted in bringing these stories to the page, the editors, the coaches, you know who you are, that was effort that is so meaningful. For Exile, who was also, who contributed his story, but also in his role as chair of the Writers in Exile Committee of PEN, advocated, encouraged, and facilitated the putting together of this book. And all those senior volunteers and other members of the Writers in Exile community who also lended a hand. I thank you for that. Mary Jo Letty, a contributor of the introduction, and also a source of support for this community over decades. And I have to say, the remarkable generosity of Keith Leckie, who shepherded all the moving parts of this book through to completion and brought this literary ship into port, as it were. And acted also, I think, as a bit of an agent, not just an editor, in bringing that ship to shore. And then, of course, Mark Cote and his team at Cormorant Press, which, as you can see, you don't need me to tell you, has produced a really beautiful book. And this is an important book because it tells stories that will resonate with many Canadians and will illuminate the rest of us. They're just important stories for us all to know, and not so easy to tell. And if any book were to tell you what the importance of freedom of expression was, this is the book. So this is a day to celebrate. This is a day to congratulate everybody. So I do so. Congratulations to all of you who helped bring this to press. Thank you. Oh yes. Exile, could you come up and take the mic?
Okay. Thank you so much, Grace. Thank you, everyone, for coming for this special day. And Grace, it was very great to hear that. And as Writers in Exile group, we are very thrilled to have you all. And I will read my remark. Dear members of Writers in Exile, senior mentors, Cormorant Books, PEN Canada board and staff, I'm thrilled to see all of you here at this book launch. Today is a special day that exemplifies the very essence of Canadian culture, standing together for a noble cause. As exiled writers, we have faced numerous challenges, both at home and in our new and welcoming home, Canada. We were uncertain about whether we could continue our writing careers. To be honest, it was a difficult journey to become writers once more. However, thanks to our writers community under the auspices of PEN Canada and Romero House community, we have shown that we can be writers again. Using our voices without restraint to contribute a fresh perspective and value to the rich tapestry of Canadian democracy and intellectual life. The Uncaged Voice book project was born out of an era of restrictions during the COVID-19 pandemic, when we were under the house arrest. Our former beloved leader, Aaron Brahane, held monthly Zoom meetings with the Writers in Exile members and our senior mentors. During one of those meetings, our dear friend and esteemed member, the Turkish writer and journalist Arzu Yildiz, proposed the idea of a book project that would bring together 10 writers. Our editor and mentor, Kiz Leki, was enthusiastic about leading a workshop to run this book project into a reality. As the leader of PEN Canada's Writers in Exile, I want to express my deepest gratitude to Kiz Leki and our esteemed senior mentors, Annalie Andre Barrett, Margot Kelly, Hannah Fisher, Mary Rykov, and the guiding light, Mary Jo Lady, as well as the Romero House community. Without your dedication and hard work, Writers in Exile would not have been able to achieve the remarkable project currently underway. I would also like to extend my gratitude to Mark Corte and Cormorant Books for choosing to publish our stories. I believe this is just the beginning, and it won't be the last. The Writers in Exile group under the PEN banner is involved in a range of exciting projects. Our reading series is one of the greatest platforms designed to unite exiled writers, and the new event will take place on November 26 at Hirut Cafe on the Danforth. I invite you all to join us if you can. We also have workshop planned for the new year, led by Margot Kelly and Kiz Leki. The George Brown ESL English program and the Humber College Scholarship are programs that benefit our members. Last but not least, I want to express my gratitude to a few individuals who have played unique roles in my life. Since arriving in Canada, I have been fortunate to become a part of a wonderful family of Lisa Clarkson. Thank you so much for your kindness. To Mary Jo Lady and Romero House community, I extend my deep appreciation for your unwavering support. I reserve a special gratitude for the Right Honorable Adrian Clarkson and John Ralston for their guidance and steadfast support in all my endeavor and in the Writers in Exile group. I would also like to extend my appreciation to our friend and my first editor and critic, Kiz Powell. He has been a guiding light in my writing journey, providing invaluable feedback and support. Additionally, my family has always been the first to read and comment on my pieces of writing, and their unwavering encouragement means the world to me. They have been an integral part of my writing process, and I'm deeply grateful for their constant support. Love you, Sosi and Hiso. In closing, today is a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the power of the written word. It's a celebration of our collective resilience and determination to overcome adversity and continue making meaningful contributions to the literary world. Thank you all for being here to support us and to being part of this extraordinary journey. Together, we will continue to raise our uncaged voices and contribute to a brighter future for all. Thank you.
Arzu, I think you have something to say next.
hello everyone, and thank you for coming here. As always, you did, and I want to start my speech with say thank you to PEN Canada, our mentors, and people who support us.
Louder, please. Louder.
Okay, no. And thank you for the people who support us and give us this opportunity. Also, to thank you for market and our publisher. And the most hardest part now, the speaking, instead of the 15 people, and then they are all amazing. Maybe I am the not important one, but I can say something. We all lost our memories, not just our job, who we were before, but we take them back to writing a book, and we save them in a book, right? And then make it that survive our memories. And also, we were very simple life before. People think that journalists and writers, they have extra rich people or the strong something like that. But we are the mom, dad, sister, brother, and then we have all simple life. But our regime and where we came from create from us as a bastard, terrorist. They call whatever they want, but we are none of them. We are just simple person, and then we put our stories in a simple letters. And the last thing I want to say, and our friends Erin Burhane is not here today, but I believe this book and all of my friends agree with that. We all dedicated our stories to him. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you all for coming. I'm Keith Ross-Leckie. And, Arzu's piece was one of the first we considered for this book. And Arzu had brought many of the writers into the Writers in Exile fold. And she came up with the idea of a book. And we all said, too much. And you see what you started, Arzu. We've got the book. So, good work. Just to note that Mary Jo Letty cannot be with us tonight. She reluctantly, she sends her love and best wishes, and she's always been our biggest cheerleader. So, anyway, we'll send our love back to her. It's such a great pleasure to see this book realized. I want to thank Mark and his team at Cormorant, who have done an amazing, wonderful job publishing The Uncaged Voice. I want to thank Grace and Brendan at PEN Canada for their support. I was only one of a team of 4 editors. I'd like to introduce the other 3 that Gazayan had mentioned. Maybe you could raise your hands. Annalie Andre Barrett and Hannah Fisher and Margot Kelly. Thank you all. There was also Barry Jowett at Cormorant, who did a very fine job doing line edits. Thank you all for your hard work. But the celebration today is for the writers, and we ask them so often to turn very dark memories into written words, and to do so in a second language. It's pretty remarkable. This requires enormous strength and courage, and I admire them all. Most of the writers are here with us. I'd like to list them. I'd like to say their names. And I'd like them, please, to raise your hands as I call your name. And I would ask the audience to hold their applause until the introductions are complete. Okay, Arzu Yildiz of Turkey, Eva Homa of Kurdistan, Iran, Friweni Berhani, daughter of Aaron of Eritrea, Abdul Rahman Matar of Syria, Maria Saba of Iran, came down from Ottawa, thank you Maria, and Savitri of India, Alexander Duarte of Venezuela, Luis Horacio Najira of Mexico. I know these all. Kaziwa Salah of Kurdistan, Iraq, Ilmarin Nagarasa and his daughter Dishali of Sri Lanka. We have Ghazayan Demisi of Ethiopia, Karan Nazish of Pakistan, Pedro Restrepo of Colombia, Bilal Sarwari of Afghanistan, Bilal, and these are your writers. This is all about them. So I'll finish just saying, please buy a couple of books if you can. And thank you all for coming. It's wonderful to see all of you. And really a delight to be just a part of this. So thank you.
Here, here.
Thank you, Keith. Just one last thing. All the authors are wearing name badges, and they have white rose boutonnieres and boutonnieres, and they will sit happily behind the table there and sign copies of books. So please buy copies and copies and ask them to sign. Thank you very much for coming out. There we go.